Hurricane League Fantasy Talk with Lil Sank. This is our Week 5 review show. Now, Week 5 wasn't super eventful. I did go 2-2, missing the mark. There was a couple of surprises as far as what I thought was going to happen. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into the matchups. We had Brian versus Mitchell. This one may have been my favorite matchup of the week because Mitchell started talking shit early on and backfired. I mean, no, he didn't start talking early, actually. He got an early lead and started talking shit and then came back and lost. Brian was bailed out by Mike Davis with 32 points, and I think Mike Davis is about done, so it's interesting to see what Brian is going to do now. But yeah, my pick was right for the Brian Mitchell matchup. Next, we had Dusty and Nick. This one I missed on. Dusty was kind of saved by his wide receivers. The rest of his team didn't struggle, but they were mediocre. Nick's team, for the most part, had a decent showing until McLaurin and Ertz took turns fucking him. I think they combined for like 5 points or something. So yeah, that one I missed on. Jordan and Justin. Jordan. All right, so you know what? I was going to come on here and berate Jordan, but I think what we had here was a 1 week anomaly from Justin. He put up 170 points. This is by far his best showing since week 1. So we're going to wait and see what happens. But for now, I'm thinking that's a bit of a outlier. Although this is a bit of a losing streak that Jordan's on now. I think Keenan Allen got hurt early on in his game. Jordan, your tight ends kind of suck. But even if you had a great, because you put up 130 something, I mean, it was respectable, but Justin just fucking crushed you, dude. Like 170 points. But I'm not betting on that to happen again this year. And Jordan, by the way, week 1, you had 162 points. Since then, you've struggled to break 130. But you need to lock that shit down, bro. The power rankings are starting to look precarious for you. And then the last matchup from week 5, me and Blake. Now, Blake started, I was a strange mixture of shit talking and excuse making, like a week before our matchup, saying that, oh, I wish I would have played Moss this week, and he's lucky because my players are on bye next week. Well, I went ahead and started a kicker on his bye. My kicker had been averaging like 11 points a game. No big deal, but I did that. And then my quarterback's foot fell the fuck off, after he got me like 12 points. But you know what? No big deal. I still won by 21 points. Whatever. I'm not going to rub it in. I mean, your team does look better. I was getting worried there whenever Breeze didn't look like complete horseshit the other night. I thought I had it in the bag, and then, who was it? Lockett or Metcalf had his game of the season so far, and I started to get worried, but I felt stupid afterwards. I mean, I knew I had it in the bag. I shouldn't have worried. But, yeah, so I was 2-2, 500. I'll take that. I mean, some of these things were a little bit unpredictable. But to end, we're going to have our power rankings. Come to my window. Come inside. Our panel again had a little bit of trouble nailing this down because the top is definitely starting to separate themselves. But I think we've got 5 teams at 2 and 3 right now. So over half the league is under 500. Well, that's shitty, man. Like that. All right, but at number 8, and honestly, 8 and 7 were close, and I hate to put either of them in the 8 spot. Number 8 is Nick, and I've got complete faith that Nick's gonna turn this shit around. He's run into bad times, but he's gonna get through it. Number 7, Jordan. Bro, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what in life is more important than this right now, but you need to get the priorities lined up, bro. Like, you're really fucking sucking this year so far. I mean, you're 2 and 3. You're not looking great. Could probably do some cleaning up on that roster, especially the tight end spot. Number 6, we have Justin. I don't know what to say about Justin. He's sucked for all but 2 games of the year so far. They had 2 stellar games. He's a bit of a wild card. Usually when you start to really count on him to suck, he surprises you. But he's jumped up 2 spots this week. Sitting at number 5 for the 3rd week in a row, we have Mitchell. Not much to say about Mitchell. He lost a game this week, didn't move because he didn't suck quite as much as some of the other people did this week. He had a respectable score. I like that he talked shit. I wish he would have talked shit a little bit earlier and not when he thought he had a lead. That was kind of some weak-ass moves there, Mitchell. That might be what came back and bit you. But yeah, number 5, Mitchell. Coming in at the 4 spot, Blake. Blake, like I said, your team's looking better, bro. I do still question why you have Nyheim Hines on your roster, but team's definitely looking better. Number 3, we have Dustin. At number 2, I reluctantly have Brian. I stand by my word through the first 2 weeks that he was the worst fantasy manager we had perhaps ever seen. Justin, Blake included, in certain weeks that they've had in their early seasons of playing. And hell, let's be honest, like within the last season and a half as well. But anyway, yeah, but you know what? Somehow the rest of y'all have sucked more and have let him come back from an 0-2 hole. And so he is now in the 2 spot. Can't deny it anymore. Brian, number 2. And number 1, as always, look, I just drafted well. I drafted players that weren't going to get COVID. I just, thought about the impacts that personal off-the-field issues would take this year. And look, at number 1 for the at least 3rd week in a row, obviously, is me. There's not a lot to say at this point, except I obviously drafted well, like much better than the rest of you. I mean, let's look at the fact that my quarterback broke his fucking leg off this week. Not worried about it. My star running back, nearly tore his dick off this week, and he's out with the groin injury. Guess who made the wise decision of taking the insurance policy on their number 1 overall pick? Did any of you notice that Alexander Madison wasn't available on the waiver wires? Because I'm sure you vulture motherfuckers went and checked as soon as you saw my lead back go down. But thank you for looking at Trailer Trash Talk, Hurricane League Fantasy Talk. We are unbiased, fair, and balanced as always. Just the facts. and I will have the week 6 preview show coming out shortly.